Hey guys, it's Wednesday, March the 20th. Coming up on the first day of spring. Thank goodness. Couldn't get here fast enough. Hope everybody's doing good. I'm going to go over the trades I had yesterday. It was the Aussie yen, New Zealand yen, CAD yen, all short. I had a $15.50 risk between all three of them, and I lost all three of them. So I lost $15.50 on those two. But if you remember here, yesterday we was talking about it, the pound dollar and the Aussie dollar. The pound dollar came down where I wanted it to, and I was able to get in. I'm actually still in this one. I've taken off half the position. My stop is now up here under this because I have an arrow that is forming for a short sale. So I'm going to go ahead and tighten my stop up into this candle low right here. And that's a big winner. So this one winner wipes away the three losses, small losses that I had. And this is what I've told y'all before. When you see these people on YouTube that have, and most of them do, have how many wins they've had, whether it's for the week, the month, or the year. Some of them have all of those. That is very deceiving. You want to know how many pips did you get off of the trades. You don't want to know how many wins there was, because you see I had three losses. There were three different currencies, but they all totaled $15.50 because the risk was so small on all three of them. But then I have the one winner. I actually have two winners. This one, the pound dollar, which I told y'all about yesterday, and also the Aussie dollar, which did the same thing. Came down here where I wanted it, and you see what happened. And I'm under this candle low right here because it's already formed a sell. So I have to move my stop up to here, but I've already taken off half of that, and the second half is all the way up here. So that's why I'm saying it's deceiving. If I put on my YouTube channel on the front 2 wins, 3 losses, total of 5 trades, that's going to be very deceiving to you, because you think, well, he's not very good, he's below 50%. That's not too good. But as you can see, my winner was huge on the Aussie dollar, my winner on the pound dollar was huge, and my 3 losses were small. I had one trade that more than wiped out my 3 losses plus some. I made money on that. And then I made money on the Aussie dollar. That's why pay no attention, please. Pay no attention to how many wins, how many losses they have. That is very deceiving. You want to know how many pips they had per trade, winners and losers, and then you can figure it out for yourself. And there's actually some of them that will not tell you that. They will not give you that information. They just want to display how many wins and losses that they have. Well, they could have a winner and got just 6 or 8 because the brokerage houses actually say that the people that trade with them on currencies, their average winning trade is anywhere from 8 to 10 pips. That's it. That's what the brokers say. That ain't what I say. You can find that out from go on the internet. You'll be able to find that out really easy. So you see, mine is not that way. I look for, this is the moves I look for, and I may have some losers. And like I did yesterday, I had 3, but they were so small, and these 2 overwhelmed the 3, so I actually made money. But again, if you came on my YouTube channel for the first time and you seen I had yesterday 2 wins, 3 losses, you're probably going to leave the channel, and you would have missed out on that. Actually I made money on those 5 trades. 3 losers were small, 2 winners were huge. So please I don't pay any attention to the guys that post how many wins and losses they had. It's too deceiving. I want to know how many pips you got off your wins, how many on average, and how many pips you lost on average on your trade. And I see very, very few that's on there. So you're more than welcome to go and find out for yourself. Just use common sense. You'll be able to figure all this stuff out, and then you'll leave that channel immediately, because now you'll know that that's very deceiving. There's no need to know how many wins and losses. You need to know how many pips did you get. That's where you make the money, because you don't know whether their win was 5 or 6 pips, or if it was like mine, 120. So as you can see, watching my videos, you'll be able to tell I told y'all yesterday about this. Watch for the pound dollar to come back in here. If it does, gives a low risk trade. This trade, the risk on it, the low was 126. Am I looking at that right? That low on those arrows was, why is it like that? Now, there we go. The low on the arrows was 126.67. The low down in here, the lowest one, is 126.83. So that is 16 pips plus the spread. So that's basically a $20 risk. Now mine was $24 risk because I got in here. Did not get the low of the candle. Mine was a $24 risk, but it doesn't matter. I took the first half off of my position at 30 pips. Excuse me, 30 pips on the pound dollar, because every currency is different, and so that wiped out my 15, plus it gave me 15.50 that I lost on the other 3 currencies. And then if I get stopped out here, the low of that is 127.83, so that's where I'll get stopped at from getting in here. 83, so that's almost the second half will make almost 100 pips. The first half made 30. That's a total of 130 pips. That's just this one trade. There's the Aussie, that's the other trade, and it's almost the same amount, both of those trades. So again, I could post 2 wins, 3 losses, and just leave it at that, and you're probably going to leave the YouTube channel because you'd say he's a loser, he's not very good. But what you would fail to realize is that the 2 winners I had completely wiped out the 3 losers plus some. So just keep that in mind when you go on these YouTube channels. I don't do 1 minute, 5 minute, 15 minute, 30 minute charts. I don't trade those. I look for my setups like this, and everything else has to be able to fall in place. I do use pivots depending on where they are. We got a ways to go. That's a support pivot right here, and that is a pivot right there, normal pivot. So I would think that we're going to try to come up to this to retest before we do anything else. And on the Aussie, that's on 67.44. So I factor all those in, because if the trade works like it's supposed to, I don't have to use a 1 minute, 3 minute, 5 minute chart to try to find an entry. It's because that if I miss it just a few pips, 5, 6 pips, so what? Doesn't matter. That's what I look for. That's the end result. That's what I look for. So we'll move on to the pound CAD. It had a buy and a sell because it had news, and that was yesterday from off of the Canadian news, and it has retraced that whole up candle. So I am not in this trade, but I would like to see it pull back down somewhere into here for a potential buy if everything sets up like it's supposed to. Now that's resistance right there, and we're 200 away from that, so there's a chance that that's where we're heading, because the support is 500 away almost. So I'm still looking. I think it's in a buy mode. This is just a retracement. Would like for it to come down into here and then head up on the pound CAD. Nothing to do on the pound CAD. Remember, this is just for education purposes only. The pound yen, it has made a 1 hour sale. It has see that line right there? That is a yearly resistance pivot right there. And I'm in this trade. And as a matter of fact, I think this is the only trade I'm in still. Even though I've got the pound dollar and Aussie dollar, but the stop is tight, and I may get stopped out in the middle of the night tonight on it. So, but this one I'm in short on the pound yen. That's my stop. Those arrows right there. That's major resistance. So that's why I took that trade. Plus my arrows showed up. Just happened to show up at it. So I'm looking for a pullback on this. So I'm in that short with a low risk trade, which is the high of these arrows is 193.52, and I got in at 32. So I have a $23 risk. That's it. $23 is all I have on that trade. Pound yen short. The Euro New Zealand is made a 1 hour sell signal. I don't think we got to anything. Yeah, we're still like in the middle, so we're kind of in no man's land there. Nothing to do on the Euro New Zealand. I mean, it's too far away from where it's trading. It's went up to 180.14 was the high. We're at 57, 179.57. So that's 43.57 plus the spread, about 63 pip risk. That's too big. It would have to come back up all the way into here before I'd sell it. So nothing to do on the Euro New Zealand yet. Pound New Zealand, I don't like getting in both of them because they both move the same direction. So you can either have double the win or double the loss. So I'd rather just do one of them. And then you see the pictures exactly the same as the Euro New Zealand. The New Zealand yen, this is the one I lost on. I was short. It went higher. It has made a 1 hour sell signal. And let's see. I'm going to be looking where... Now we are 180 away from resistance. So do you think that's probably going to go there? Maybe not this week. We could have a retracement. Got a long wick. This could sell off, come down a little bit below the wick, and then we head higher. So if you want to take this New Zealand yen short, that's your stop. The high of that candle, which is basically 192, and it's trading at 78. So it's a $25 risk. Right now, if you wanted to get in on that short. Euro Aussie had a sale. It has continued in the sale. Let's see where this might be going to. There's our wick. May come in and try to fill in some of that down in here before there's another buy opportunity. Nothing to do right now. Too far away. On the Euro Aussie. Euro CAD, it's in the middle of a sale, but it did come back to the buy where it ran up. See, came back to it right there. But it's kind of in no man's land right now. I mean, if you wanted to take this trade, this is your stop. That's the lower low. That one is your stop. If you got in right now for a buy, is what I'm talking. That's your stop loss. The low of those arrows right there. On the Euro CAD. I'm not in this trade. Pound Aussie is in a 1 hour sale too, just like the Euro Aussie. It is coming down. There's our wick. That's the potential to where it could come down before another buy comes in. See, like how that one did. It come in, came down, filled in about half of it. To fill in about half of a big wick like that would be somewhere right in there. So there's nothing to do on this unless it pushes up into here, and then you can put your stop loss right there, so it'd be a low risk trade. So unless it comes up to there to short it, nothing to do. Unless it comes down here to buy it, nothing to do on the pound Aussie either. The CAD yen has made a 1 hour sale. This is one of them that I had a small stop loss on yesterday, and I lost on it. It pushed up. And let's see, we are 170 away from yearly resistance right there. So there could be a small retrace on here before it goes higher. So I'm not going to sell it right now, even though it's a good opportunity. It's a low risk trade. The high is 112.25 and it's trading at 90. So that's 35. That's more than my parameters that I want to be able to get in. So it needs a little bit more of a push up to short it, and then that would be your stop right there on the CAD yen short. Otherwise, there's nothing to do on the CAD yen. Euro yen's made a 1 hour sell signal as well. There's our yearly resistance right there, and we are 260 away from that. So we may have a sell down into here somewhere, and then it continue higher on the euro yen. If you wanted to get in that trade, that is, that high of that candle is your stop loss, and it would be your stop, your risk would be 165.35 is that high, and it's trading at 93. So that is 46 pips. That's too much of a risk. Again, it's got to push up too. So for me, nothing to do on the euro yen. Aussie yen that was another one I lost yesterday. So there we have a big wick. So the potential for it to come down into here for a buy. If you're going to sell, the high of those arrows is 99.65. It's trading at 46. So that's 19 plus 3 on the spread, $22 risk. So that is within the parameters. I may take this trade, but see where we're heading. We're 150, actually 140s away from that resistance. So we could get a small sell-off here before we're going to push back up on the Aussie yen. I may take this trade since it actually is a low-risk trade. The Aussie yen. Let me make sure. Oh, okay. Where are you? I'm looking. There we go. Okay, I actually got a little bit better than what that was. So that high was 65. And I got 51. 65, 51, 14, $17 risk. Okay, I'll take that. $17 risk. I'm willing to take that. So let me, whoops. The other one was the pound yen that I'm in, and both of those again have low risk trades, so that's why I take those. I'm willing to take the risk because I know if I get one right, it's going to completely offset my losses, which the pound dollar and the Aussie dollar did for me. So I've had a good week, even though I could say I had 2 wins and 3 losses. Somebody asked me, and you go, that's not very good. I'm not going to follow him. That's why you have to use judgment and common sense and check and ask these guys, please show me your pips, show the trades on there. If they're not afraid to show you the wins and losses, they shouldn't be afraid to show you how many pips they got on average off each trade. That's the way I look at it. So ask yourself that. If they're not willing to do that, then what's the problem? What are they trying to hide? But I do my own trading. I don't have to follow anybody else. I'm glad of that. I've been successful doing this since 2007, so I don't need to follow anybody else. You can follow who you want to. I'm just trying to help you guys out to keep you from wasting time and money. So this video will be recorded, and it is being recorded. It'll be posted probably about 20 minutes. It usually takes something like that. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to go to my video. Underneath the video, there's a comment section. Just put it in there, and I'll get to you as quickly as I can. But I try to make this as self-explanatory as I possibly can. But at times there still is questions that people may not have, or not sure that they understand correctly, which is fine, because there's no such thing as a stupid question. Because if you don't know it, then it's not stupid. So tomorrow is Thursday. I told y'all yesterday that I'm going to be moving. I bought another place. We're closing tomorrow. I'm hoping I'm going to be back in time because it's at 1 o'clock. I'm supposed to do that. And then I have to meet with the insurance agent at the other home. So I'm not sure. If I do a video, I try to do it to where it's about now and this time. I'm hoping. Because remember, I don't trade on Fridays. I look to take off trades on Fridays. So there might not be anything video Friday, so that's why I'm going to try to have one tomorrow, since I probably won't have one Friday. So I hope you guys have a good night. Manage your trades, please. There's still going to be news tonight. This has been a busy week of news. Of course, today here in the U.S. was the FOMC. And we got more news this evening and tomorrow here in the U.S. So just be careful and manage your trades and take profit where you can. Now, you don't have to take profit the same place that I do. I've just, over time, for the last almost 17 years that I've been profitable, I've found that this is the way that I go. Now, you don't have to go the way that I go as far as taking off half. You've got to find your comfort zone, whether you want to take it off at an eighth, a fourth, a third, a half, 2/3, 3/4. Find your niche where you want to do it at, where you feel comfortable doing it. And then make sure you let the other one run, because you're going to move it up to break even anyway once you take off whatever you're wanting to take it off at. So just realize that second half will not lose any money, because I usually put $1 or $2 on it. Just past my entry, so that way I can, at least make a little bit more if I get stopped out on the second half. But more times than not, it doesn't get stopped out the second half. So I will see you guys tomorrow, and y'all have a good evening and good day wherever you may live.